Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday morning. If you are able, please stand and join us in a rigorous rendition of Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed.
Choosing our way, there's a voice inside to guide us along. We are spirit-led, spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led, spirit-led, spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led.
All right, that's getting better and better every time, I'm telling you. Thank you. All right, you may be seated. Good morning and welcome. Good to have you here. Good to see your faces. And I want to say hello to those of us who are joining us excuse me, on the live stream, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for being here. If you would just like say hi, just pop a little hi in the chat, and then we can feel connected to you and you can feel connected with us, because that's what it's all about, right? Connection. Feeling that connection, that one divine life and breath that runs through us, connects us with each other, connects us with all of life. So that's the energy with which we light our divine light candle and we say our opening invocation. And I'll invite you to say that with me. It's on the sheet in the seat back in front of you if you're not yet familiar. Thank you for holding that up. Here's our divine light. And then this is the candle we've been lighting for those who are affected by the conflict, the war in Ukraine. We'll keep that going. All right, so taking a breath together into our heart center. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Just breathe that in a moment. Be with that idea that that omnipresent good is right where you are in this moment. Nothing lacking, nothing missing. It's all here. We just breathe it in, accept it, claim it for ourselves, and share it with the world. And so it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
And so this is an invitation to experience a little more deeply that peace, that light, that love. In our meditation, if you have anything in your lap, you can put it to the side, get comfortable, sit back. Close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just gaze softly down in front of you and begin to take some nice deep cleansing breaths. And feel with every out breath that you are releasing any tension, releasing any anxious thought, releasing any to-do list, and just being here in the present moment. Opening to the presence of the divine, which is fully present right here, right now, expressing through and as you. It is that infinite divine I am that you are. And as we become quiet and still and center in our heart and are willing to experience a greater expansion of who we are, that highest divine I am begins to be known, infuses our thoughts, filters down through our consciousness, our subconscious, radiates out through our heart center. With every breath. And we take this together even deeper in the silence for the next couple of minutes. good it is to know that this highest divine love within us responds to our slightest invitation, to our willingness to experience it. To our willingness to be that light that we are. And in this moment of connection, knowing that we are connected with everyone, every being in this infinite divine light. We are thinking of those we love, communities that are suffering in this moment. And I invite you to speak aloud anyone who you have in your heart, on your mind, into this healing circle. Holding all of those families in Texas right now, and in Buffalo, and in any family anywhere that is suffering the loss of someone. We feel that infinite divine love that is within us, that is within everything, begin to expand and enfold them in this peace, in this light. And now I'd like to invite our prayer partner, Joanne, to come up and say the prayers over our prayer box here. Speak into that. And let's just continue to hold that space while she does.
For all those prayers that have been placed here in good faith, that the power of understanding, order, and life will be ignited within each and every individual, that these prayers can be fulfilled in right order, in right time. We lift these people up as we have lifted up all the prayers that have been spoken or unspoken here in this sacred gathering today, with our own faith and love ignited. And so it is.
And so it is. Let's take a moment, deep breath, bring your awareness back, stretch a little bit, feel your body, feel yourself in your body, back in this room, and take a look around at all the faces of the divine that are in front of you, to your side, in back of you, all around. There's some beautiful faces there. And from that awareness, from that energy of love, I invite you to say our vision and mission statements together, which is on the front of the program or also on that sheet. Just take a moment and look for that. And again, take a moment to breathe into that awareness of oneness, our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. Yeah, so it is. All right. Karen Novi, take it away.
Well, thank you. It's so lovely to be back again on this beautiful day with you all. There's a lot of good magic and powerful love happening. This song is a pretty new song, and it became a stream of consciousness sort of way, and sometimes that happens, and those I feel are direct messages from Source. And so I'm just going to invite you to consider yourself the I in this song, and hold yourself with love and compassion. And understand how unique and powerful and amazing you are. There is this energy, this feeling inside of me that all is well. Nothing I can't do, nothing I won't say. Such stories to tell. And I want to be free. And I believe in me and my love and my light and my truth. All is well. I believe I am free in all that I can be. Well, I believe in my heart and in my voice, and I will share my beauty, 'cause I believe. It doesn't take much for this world to get us thinking, worrying, to disconnect. But there is a place you always carry within that knows the truth. 'Cause you are always where you are, and you are always worth it all. I believe in me, and I believe in my truth. I believe in my voice. I believe in my worth. I believe all the goodness I see is all right here for me. It's always been inside of me, 'cause I believe. It's all here. I believe. I believe. It's right here inside of me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Well, today we have a special guest with us, if you don't know already. This woman, Esther Nicholson, she was trained as a licensed practitioner at Agape, which is my stomping grounds. And she's also a performer and a singer. And I remember back then, it was many years ago, but I do remember seeing her perform. She's an amazing singer. We'll also hear one of her songs afterwards. She's a spiritual therapist, motivational speaker. She speaks at Unity churches and centers of spiritual living. She's an inspirational recording artist, brings her personal experience of 25 years of sobriety coupled with deep understanding of spiritual teachings to audiences around the globe. Esther provides riveting keynotes, soul-nurturing music, and transformational workshops. And a workshop that she is offering this afternoon is one you're all going to want to sign up for if you haven't already after you hear her speak. So we are, without further ado, we are so delighted to stream in Esther Nicholson.
How good it is, yes? To be able to just go within and reconnect to that essential part of our beingness that is life, that is love, that is God, the authentic self. And that's what I want to speak to you about today, the roadmap home to the authentic self by way of recovery. Not recovery from the perspective of recovering from something, like recovering from some emotional, physical, or financial crisis, or recovering from the drama and trauma and conflicts and all the stuff, the pandemic, everything that's going on in the world today. We're not looking at recovering from anything. I want to talk to you today about the recovery of your essential nature of wholeness. The recovery of that aspect of you that is spoken about in Genesis, where it states that God looked around at everything that it had made and called it good and very good. I want you to just look at yourself right now and say, I'm good and very good. I'm good. Many of us have forgotten that we're good, that we are made in the image and likeness of goodness, that we are the good itself. It is within us. Many of us have forgotten that. We have become energetically disconnected from this truth. There's a story that I just love. It's about this little boy. And I don't know if it's a story. I don't know if it's true, but it's really relatable to what we're talking about today. This little boy, 2 or 3 years old, his mom just had a baby. And he begged his parents, can I just spend just 1 minute alone with my little baby, with my new baby brother? And the parents finally relented and said, okay, you can spend 60 seconds alone with your baby brother, but we're going to be right outside the nursery and we're going to be listening in to what it is that you have to say. And so they listen in to what this little boy has to say to his newborn baby brother. And what he says, will you please tell me about God? Because I'm starting to forget. How many of you have forgotten that you are God? That you are the thing itself in full expression? And so I want to talk about the recovery of that aspect of you today. I want to talk about the recovery of your innate identity of worthiness. I want you to just take a deep breath right now, and I want you to repeat after me and say, I'm worthy. I'm good and I'm worthy. I can't hear you say that, but I can feel you say that. I can feel you remembering that. I want to talk to you today about the rediscovery of your fierce, dynamic, amazing magnificence as an expression of truth, as an expression of God. You know, there was a time in my life when I thought that being magnificent or being good enough or being worthy had to do with how I looked, how much weight I gained or lost, the kind of makeup I wore. But I've come to realize that as long as I was walking around with those insidious, life-diminishing false beliefs of separation, of shame, of guilt, of blame, of unworthiness, that I couldn't suck it in, tone it up, color it up, no matter how hard I tried, that those illusions made my unconscious decisions without my conscious permission. Let me say that again. Made my unconscious decisions without my conscious permission. How many times have you done things and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? Why did I make that decision from that place? Because there's a part of you, that 60% of your subconscious mind, that's running the show without your conscious permission. So what does the illusion of separation look like? What does unworthiness look like? What does it feel like? It looks like you're saying yes when you mean no. It looks like accepting some person, place, experience, condition in your life that you know on a soul level is not what you really desire and is not for your highest and best good. But the illusion of unworthiness and separation will lie to you and tell you, yeah, but this is all I could have. And if I don't accept this, then I'm going to miss out. I'm going to miss out on this opportunity. How many times have you done that? I can remember times in my life when I've done that. Those insidious illusions. And insidious, and I know that you already know this, but I just want to remind myself too. Insidious means subtle and sneaky and under the hood. And in the world of recovery, it means cunning, baffling, and powerful. So this cunning and baffling, powerful dis-ease of the mind, disconnection from the spirit, it looks like having unhealthy boundaries or not having any boundaries at all. That's what that looks like. That's what that feels like. And I can remember many years ago, I was in negotiations with a client on the telephone. And I was having a great day, not a cloud on the horizon. And all of a sudden, my energy just dropped right in the middle of the conversation. I couldn't understand it. It was like, whoa, what's wrong with me? I felt this sick feeling in the pit of my gut. That's usually where my inner child and or my intuition is telling me, oh, you're off here. Something's not right here. And so I put my hand on my tummy and on my solar plexus, and I looked down and I was like, what's the matter, boo? I call myself boo or sweetheart. I was like, what's the matter, sweetheart? And I felt that part of myself say, I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm afraid to ask this client for what I really want. And it's not a vibrational match for who I really am. So I was feeling this sick feeling in the pit of my gut, not because I was in negotiations with a client, but because the illusion of separation, the illusion of unworthiness and not good enoughness was seeking to negotiate with the absolute truth of my beingness, and it wasn't a match. How many of you felt that before? Well, in this moment, I hit a bottom. I just hit an emotional bottom. It's like, oh my God, I've been doing this all my life, saying yes when I mean no, not speaking up for myself, accepting things in my life that I know in my gut and my soul that I don't really want. And I've hit a bottom and I just can't do it this way anymore. I want you to repeat after me. I can't do it this way anymore. I can't live this way for one more day. Yay. I made that decision that I wasn't going to live that way anymore. But here was the dilemma. I was in a dilemma too. Because I knew I couldn't live that way for one more day. It was so incongruent with who I really was, who I really am. Yet, I didn't feel the confidence or the power to not do it that way anymore. I couldn't do it that way anymore, and I didn't feel the power to not do it that way anymore. Many of you may know my story of recovery. I've been in recovery for 34 years. And the basic text of recovery talks about, it states that lack of power is our dilemma. And if I'd had anything to do with the writing of that book many years ago, I would have kind of changed that sentence a little bit. And instead of saying that lack of power is my dilemma, I would have acknowledged that lack of access to the power is my dilemma. Because when you're hanging out in unworthiness and not enoughness, you don't have access to the power that's operating at the highest frequency that there is, because you're operating at this frequency. It's not that the power is not there. You are the power. The power is within you. But if you're blocked from it because of the chronic anxiety, the unworthiness, the not enoughness, then you don't have access to the power. So I felt in that moment, I can't live this way again, but I don't have access to the power to not do this again. So I made a decision in that moment that I was going to go within, to my inner sanctuary. And I was going to take that roadmap home to my authentic self. I was going to do the work that I want to teach you about. That I was going to do the work that had come through me so powerfully in the last many, many, many years of my recovery. And I sat there in my inner sanctuary and I did that work. I followed that roadmap until I awakened to the power within me. And as I awakened to the power within me, a new thought, a new decision came through me about this particular negotiation. And I decided in that moment to walk away and to leave the deal on the table. You see, sometimes you have to leave the deal on the table. I made a decision in that moment to walk away with nothing, because what the faith and the truth that came through me was, you're not walking away with nothing. Because when you walk away with nothing in the name of your self-value, in the name of truth, in the name of worthiness, in the name of your true identity as an expression of the divine, that the universe will fill that void with the something that is beyond your wildest imagination. When you walk away from something that is not in alignment with your spiritual integrity, with your worthiness, with who you are, the universe will fill that void with the something that is beyond your wildest imagination. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I have experienced again and again and again. The universe has never failed me, and it will not fail you, because it is you. So let me ask you, beloved, what is it costing you every time you say yes when you mean no? What is it costing you to accept situations, experiences, conditions in your life that you know on a deep soul level is not what you really desire? It's not really what you asked for. It's not what you've been praying for. What is it costing you? Is it costing you your dignity? Is it costing you your connection to your inner power? Is it costing you your abundance? Is it costing you your peace of mind? Yes, it is costing you all of that. But fundamentally, rock bottomly, what it's costing you is access. Access to the infinite power that is within you, home, your authentic self. And I think that the cost is too high. Anything that is costing you the authenticity of your beingness, the cost is too high. There are so many of you who've come to me for help, especially during the pandemic and everything that's happening in the world right now. It has re-triggered a lot of unhealed emotions. Yes? And so you're coming to me for help in these one-on-one sessions with emotional issues, financial issues, relationship issues, health issues, addiction issues. And when we sit together and we unpack what's going on underneath the condition, we invariably find that there is a false belief of unworthiness, of shame, of not enoughness, which is creating in your external world the pain that you are suffering from. How do we heal that? When you think about it, it's like, God, how long have I been suffering with this? How do we heal that? I believe that the most powerful roadmap home to your authentic self, the most powerful work that addresses and heals that on a deep core level, is based on the 12 steps of recovery, which bridges the gap with metaphysical principles and metaphysical teachings, ancient teachings, and we put those together and we create a complete spiritual practice which gets you home. And this practice, this process, not only addresses the typical addictions that we're familiar with, like drugs and alcohol and food and sex and porn and all that kind of stuff that we're so familiar with, but it has the power to address those more subtle, under the hood, insidious, emotional addictions to shame, to trauma, to our belief system, to unworthiness, to avoidance, procrastination, and distraction. And at least, and especially distraction to social media, right? I mean, we're all guilty of that in some form or another, being obsessed and distracted by social media or the media itself, distracted by Netflix, right? Where we make an agreement, we're just going to click on one movie, we're just going to watch one movie, but instead of clicking on a movie, we click on a series. And we all know that every series or each series has 13 to 18 episodes. So we click on that series and we come to 3 or 4 days later, numbed out, dumbed out, and zoned out and disconnected from home. And we promise we'll never do it again, and then we do it again. That's what addiction looks like. Is when we make an agreement, when we make a promise to never do that thing again, to never make a decision from a place of unworthiness again, to never feel that emotion again. And before the commitment is even out of our mouths, we're already right back into that same pattern again. So the roadmap home to your authentic self, I call this work soul recovery. And I had to find a way to bridge the gap. I had to find the tools that could actually get me home. Because let's not get it twisted. It's not the tools that heal you. It's home that is the healer itself. But there's a roadmap in the tools that are practical, one step after the other, that can bring you home. And I remember 34 years ago when I had my first experience of home, God. I was sitting in the back of a taxi, demanding that he take me to the drug dealer's house so that I could get just one more hit. And instead of doing as I demanded, the cab driver turned to face me in the back seat. And he looked deeply into my eyes and he said, Esther. No, he didn't say Esther, he didn't know my name. He said, young lady, please don't kill yourself today. Now, in that moment when he said that, I wasn't interested in not killing myself that day. I just wanted to get high. But something happened. Something happened. A miracle took place in that moment because as he looked into my eyes, the veil of illusion that I'd been carrying all those years of separation parted. And I caught a glimpse. I caught a glimpse of myself. I caught a glimpse of freedom. I caught a glimpse of relief. I caught a glimpse of ecstasy and bliss. I'd never felt that before. It was God. It was the truth of my beingness. And then it's ended. And it changed me forever. That was my last day of getting high. But even more importantly than that, I became homesick for that experience over and over again. I was homesick for home. And it became my passion to find that place and to live from that place as much as I could and to teach others how to come home. So how do we come home? When we've run away, when we've got lost in consciousness, how do we come home? Well, 4 of the steps on the roadmap, I'd like to just briefly go over them with you right now. The first step on the roadmap to home is admitting personal powerlessness. Yes. And I know in our New Thought movement and unity, admitting personal powerlessness has actually kind of gotten a bad rap because we believe that admitting powerlessness is affirming something into our lives that we don't want to affirm. And I understand that. But we're not affirming powerlessness. We are acknowledging that the part of our ego, the part of our minds that created the problem in the first place, is not the part of our minds that can heal it. Fear cannot heal you. Worry cannot heal you. The illusion of lack and limitation cannot heal you. The illusion of unworthiness cannot heal you. No matter how much you obsess over the problem, you are not a vibrational match for the solution. So the first step is admitting personal powerlessness, which Jesus the Christ, I believe, is the first one that admitted powerlessness when he stated, I of myself can do nothing. I of myself can do nothing. I just want you to just take a breath right now and think about all of the things that you're trying to be in control of. Everything that you're trying to fix and figure out right now. And I just want you to just say, I of myself can do nothing. I of myself can't do it. I of myself can't figure it out. And then I want you to take a deep breath. And when you exhale, I want you to say, yay, yay. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to do it. I don't have to figure it out. And now you have gained access to the power. When you get out of the way and when you release control and when you admit personal powerlessness, you now have access to the infinite power that is within you, that is the truth of you, that can do for you as you, which you have never been able to do for yourself. And this power is easy. I like to call this power, it's like God is cool. God is easy. God is love. Oh, and life is so much easier when I get out of the way and allow it to have its way. Step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. From a metaphysical perspective, what this means is that the power greater than myself is my real self. There's not a power outside of myself that's going to do anything for me, that's going to restore me to anything. It is a power within me that I am reconnecting to through this roadmap that is restoring me back to my original nature of wholeness. I like to tell people you may have been born into dysfunction. You may have been born into a vibration of forgetfulness, but you were created out of greatness. You were created out of wholeness. You were created out of the one power, the one presence, and the one life. And what that second step of recovery means from a metaphysical perspective is you are being restored back to the beginning, back to who you really are, back to who you've always been before you forgot. Yes? And then step 3. I'm making a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand God. I'm turning my self-will The part of myself that keeps thinking the same thoughts, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. I'm turning my will, I'm turning my entire beingness, all of my affairs, my life, my body, my finances, my work, the world, everything. I'm turning it over to the care of God as I understand God. And I like to share with people, and I also say this for myself too. If the God of your understanding is not expressing as peace, as love, as harmony, as abundance, as well-beingness in, as, and through your life, then it's time to get a new God, or it's time to get a new understanding. Because you are here to remember who you are. You are here to be well. You are here to thrive. You are here to be in peace that passeth understanding. And then step 4 is all about self-forgiveness, the forgiveness of others, and compassionate accountability, where we take responsibility for our mistakes, but not from a place of shame, but from a place of growth and the willingness to grow and become even more of who we really are as an expression of life. And so this afternoon, I will be going into more detail about forgiveness in the workshop I'll be facilitating, The Healing Code of Forgiveness, Freedom from Racial Trauma, or any trauma, resentment, or unforgiveness that you are holding on to in your heart, which is the number one cause. Resentment, unhealed trauma, shame, unworthiness. Those are the causes of the lack of access to your higher self, to your authentic self. So I'm inviting you to get back home. Home is your true identity. Home is your divine birthplace, your divine birthright. If you recall, in the movie The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had a dream, or was it a nightmare, that she was lost. But when she awakened, she realized that she'd never left home at all. She just had a dream. She learned a lot from that dream, but it was a dream. And she woke up safely in her own bed. And so this work that I'm introducing you to, soul recovery, it's not about getting you somewhere. It's about revealing that infinite something, that divine something that is already there within you. It is called God. It is called life, universal presence, whatever it is that you want to call it. I call it home. And beloved, I got to tell you, there is no peace like it. There is no abundance like it. There is no wisdom like it. There is absolutely no place like home. Peace and blessings. Blessings to you. Thank you. This work that I'm introducing you to, soul recovery, it's not about getting you somewhere. It's about revealing that infinite something, that divine something.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. No one and nothing goes unchanged. The young become the old. Mysteries will unfold, 'cause that's the way of time. talking about, but never much too soon. No one and nothing goes unchanged. The young become old. Mysteries, I promise you they will unfold, 'cause that's the way of time. No one and nothing goes unchanged. Yeah, there are not many things in life you can be sure of, but I'm sure that God is real, yes I am, and the rain comes from the clouds every day. The sun lights up the sky, even when you can't feel it, you gotta believe it. I know, I know, I know, I know. Come on, the rain comes from the clouds. The sun lights up the sky. Hummingbirds to fly. Oh, she will never leave you alone. He'll never leave you alone. No, no. It's gonna be alright, right where you are. Everything must change. I know nothing stays the same. You see, that's the way God planned it. That's the way it really is. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. Everything must change. I know nothing stays the same. So grateful, yes I am, 'cause that's the way of time. Everything must change. Blessings.
All right. Beautiful, right? Did you enjoy that? Powerful message, powerful song. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here in person so that we could experience it. I know it was, on a screen, but we're experiencing it together, and that makes it special. So, yesterday we had this wonderful celebration of our wonderful volunteers and sustainers. Were invited to our board president's house. It was just so lovely in the backyard with a pool. And I have to say, it was just like the group of people was just so alive and joyous and light. And that's it. That's, you got the secret. When you know of you that you're giving of yourself and you're giving of your heart and your love, that's the way to live, right? That's absolutely what keeps you alive and centered in that awareness that she was talking about. So let's continue to practice that. It's a beautiful thing. We give, we receive, and this is the energy with which we are entering this part of the service, which is our wonderful offering, an opportunity to share of your love again in physical ways. Many ways to do that. We've got, we've got, if you're signed up as a sustainer, then this is the green card that you would put into the plate when it comes around. And that's saying, yes, I am committed to this community in a real positive way. Other ways to do, you can text to give. It's all in your program here. There's a Venmo, there's an online, of course, checks and cash, and all of that, which is all just the energy of love in manifestation. So if you would take your tithes, your gifts, your offering in your hand, put it to your heart as we say our abundance affirmation, which is again on that sheet. Just breathing into your heart for a moment. And together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
Happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. Joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much good I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much peace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am
Feel that energy flowing, and feel it flowing from spirit through your heart and out through your hands as we bless these gifts, knowing indeed that it is love, energy, and expression, and it just enters this beautiful cycle of giving and receiving. That's what this is about, and blesses this community so that we continue to be here and grow and thrive. And it returns to the blesser, pressed down, multiplied, and running over. Thank you, Spirit. So it is. And here is the prayer request box that's going back up, thank you, Debbie, to the foyer, which has some prayer requests next to it. So if you would like your prayers prayed over in the service and also by the prayer team that whole month, then go ahead and write that in and put it in the box. All right, one more time. Can we have Karen Novi? Come on up. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the guest cards. Yeah, hang on just a second. Yes, if there's anybody who is here for the first time today, go ahead and raise your hand. We have a packet of information that has a card on the outside of it. If you'll fill out the front and the back and return it to one of the greeters, there's a gift for you in that. Thank you for being here. And after the service, the lovely Tana has set up coffee and refreshments, and it's a really wonderful place for us to get to know you and you to get to know us, and just to have community. And also, if you are online, If you are online, I see you in there. And you're joining us for the first time. You found us today. Please say hello. Tell us who you are. And our wonderful greeter, Mel, will share any information that you would like to have about our wonderful community. And thank you for being here. All right. Now take it away.
Thank you. I feel so lucky to have found this community and to be able to come here and share my heart and my love and my light through the songs that come through me. I'm grateful for, well, all of that this past year. It's been about a year now, I think, since I first came here to share songs. So thank you so much for all your love and support. And I am so grateful that I'm here on the day that Esther was speaking and giving the workshop, because our work aligns so beautifully together as I talk about returning to yourself and your voice, your truth. And someone asked me last time, so I did happen to bring CDs this time, and my book, which is called Coming Home, fittingly enough. So the universe is magical and mysterious and beautiful indeed. This song is called Phoenix. Andres is going to join me on it. I'm super excited about it. And this is about, returning home, returning to your voice. What is this ringing in my ears, like a drone that scores some tears? Feeling so lost, which way to turn? Can you feel my heart, my pain burn? A phoenix rising from the ashes, life cracking open to beat these old habits. The noise is starting to clear, so that I can hear again. I must be the driving force. This feeling stuck and silent, it's worse. I must speak up and I must speak out. I will not be silenced again. Just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and life cracking open to birth a new presence. The noise is starting to clear, so that I can hear again. And making my way through the clearing of the cave to the sunshine on the other side. Well, I am committing to creating my very own life. These dark shadows try to cover me, but my light does not dim, my light will not fade. The darkness will not overtake me. I will not be swallowed by an ocean of fear. The darkness will not overtake me. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a life cracking open to birth a new presence. 'Cause I'm a phoenix rising. Noise is starting to clear. so that I can hear again. I have so much goodness to bring to this world. I will not surrender my voice. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Fabulous. That was so nice. So powerful. Yes. Okay. So indeed, we have things going on all the time here at Unity Center of Peace in addition to our Sunday service. And what's present today and available still is the workshop that Esther talked about. And it's not too late to sign up. I am going to pass this around. And if you'd like to sign up, you just go ahead and fill that out and then see Debbie or Mel in the office. It's $35. It starts at 1 o'clock and goes for an hour and a half over Zoom. She's going to be doing it over Zoom. I think it's going to be really awesome and transformational. So, yes. Yeah. So you have enough time to get home, for most people, I think, by 1 o'clock and do it on your computer. Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Again, so this is the workshop where she's talking about awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, compassionate accountability. Ooh, I like that. Compassionate accountability. Right. Like rather than beating yourself up, oh, I should have been doing that. Compassionate accountability. I love that. Inner child connection, emotional freedom techniques. Some people are familiar with that. A forgiveness of the past is what she talked about. Reframing your story. How many of you guys have a story? This is learning to reframe it so that it can free you rather than trap you. Transformation by renewing and healing of your mind. All right, this afternoon. The second thing is that, and also those of you online, you can also sign up too. Hopefully Mel is putting in a link to our website that you can click on and sign up there. Okay, so YFM, we're so fortunate and so happy to have our youth ed program back. Thank you, Mary Angela, for getting that started again. And we have wonderful Blanche, who's up there with the children. She'll come down in a minute with the kids. But we also need you. We also need people to step up and be of service in the on Sunday. Not every Sunday. You would be signing up for just one Sunday every 2 months. But it's a beautiful way of being of service because you're with the little kids who are just radiant beings, right? Who are just pure, unfiltered, unadulterated joy. So it's healing. Okay, is Michael Savino here? I don't think he's here. We usually have he usually does a chair massage, a neck and shoulder massage, but I don't see him today. So we probably don't have that today. So sorry about that. The next is to stay connected with us on social media. We're a Facebook page. Like our Facebook page. You can like the posts, share the posts that we do on Facebook and on Instagram. And also to stay connected with us by signing up for our newsletter so that you don't miss any events and you don't miss anything that we're doing. Finally, after the service, we have something called 3-Minute Miracle, which is a miracle. The miracle is the transformation of consciousness, right? It's acknowledging and experiencing a higher perspective, a larger picture of your situation. And when you sit with somebody who's trained in prayer, they can help you see that and uplift you so that you can see it. And today, Joanne Dayhill is our prayer partner. Thank you, Joanne. So she will be in the in the chapel, which is the last door on the right. And also Lorraine is on probably for those of you online. If you just send an email to prayer@unitychapelhill.org and put your name and phone number, she'll call you and pray with you. All right, I think that's it. Let us welcome in the children.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
All righty. All right, let me see if I can get this time. Okay. Good morning, everybody. And these are my class for today. And we had a great time. And we discussed friendships and how throughout our life as children and adults, we deal with choosing friends that are either on sinking sand or solid rock. And that's what we talked about. And we came up with a few things. That's the difference in those friendships. You want to hold it? And we painted friendship rocks to give out. They're upstairs. And the main thing that we learned, because someone pointed out, well, how's that person still your friend? But when we carry God in our heart where he goes, you don't have to do what that friend does. But that friend still needs a good person. Because how do people change? We don't change them. They could change from our behavior. So we talked about those friendships and knowing the difference. And they're very bright. Everyone understood. And we said that takes us all throughout life.
All right.
So that was today's lesson.
Let's bless these children and the children everywhere. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you. All right. Mwah. All right. So if everyone would stand while we say our prayer of protection with I am statements and then into our song. All right. Take a nice deep breath. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in
Folks, before you leave, hello? Is this thing working? Hello? Before you leave, ladies and gentlemen, you need to give a big round